Hello everybody and welcome back to another blind commentary of Death Parade episode 6. So without further ado, I'm just gonna give the outro here some time to run for a second, so you can click on that if you want to. You know, I do like this is most of my editing time goes into making this outro here, so you know, if you want to click on that, just skip the last part. I don't know how long it'll be, but you can tell. Whatever. So yeah, the previous episode left us with very interesting place as we learn more about the inner politics of the afterlife. And now I don't know what will happen. So I think it'll be just another couple that will come into that place. So let's see if I'm correct. Oh man, the animation, however, is just beautiful. Okay. Well, as a girl. Oh boy, that's a teenage girl. However, the sound design is quite good. Oh! We get to see it from him. Awesome. Yeah! So we saw the girl in the intro. That's interesting. Like this girl, exactly, yeah. Interesting. Okay. 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 So, I feel like she could have actually murdered that guy, as he's a pop idol apparently. Ginty. Oh my god, Ginty. Ginty seems really incompetent. Like, it's quite strange. Like, I wonder how Ginty will accomplish his job. What? Twee? We didn't see. What was that? It's so strange. What? What? Okay. What? What? Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just rather disappointed in Ginty. Like, that he seems a rather lackluster arbiter, especially in comparison to... Oh, Twister! Okay, so... it's just that Ginty seems very... lackluster in comparison to Quinn. Dekin. Yeah. Dekin. I completely remember about his name. How long has Ginty been an arbiter, I feel? Okay. Yeah, it's just... Yeah. It is just Twister, but like... How will this bring out the darkness in their souls? I wonder. Yeah. That's a rather big Twister map, how I feel like. How naughty. Okay. Oh, such a teenage girl. Whatever. How? Yeah. How impolite. But whatever. So I wonder what happened. Like, how did those two die? I wonder. That's not so amazing. Well? Oh, that's disgusting. Well, I suppose this will moreover show us the fault of Ginty. Oh boy. I mean, the game is completely rigged. Like, so that it will have to... They'll have to be together like that. Couldn't you? What? You should have said that earlier. Like, you should have done that earlier, I feel like. But I mean, it's a different way to do that. What? What? Yeah, nani sore? Nani sore? Oh, this will get interesting. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. What's twisted? Oh. Well, this is certainly interesting, but how will this help you? It'll be cold now, so... But it's interesting, but how will this help you? Now it's completely cold. Yeah. It's freezing now. That's quite extreme. Oh wow, it's how well that's interesting how immediately freezing that is. Yeah. You just force it, man, but wow, that's how incredibly cold is that? Wow. But how will this help you? Wow. Like, how cold is it for the gold to ice form that immediately? And how can they control the root there? It's, oh my god, that's so interesting. Oh, it's gonna be painful. Oh, that's hilarious. That's funny. But, whatever. And what'll it be? It immediately changes the temperature. That's cool. Well, here's a true showmanship, but what will it be now? Like, they have complete control over the like... Holy crap!
このままサドンデスだ。どちらかが落ちた時点でゲームは終わりにしてやるよ。さあ、精一杯俺を楽しませてくれ。
Ginty, you... What the...
落ちればそんなどちらかを落とせばどうしよう。
Ah, yeah, well, the idol is going to be evil, but it's so interesting. Yeah, this certainly won't be something like that. She won't actually. She won't fall. Like, it's not going to be that.
私降りる。原田くん、まさか一緒にゲームできるなんて思いもしませんでした。私幸せでした。初めてライブを見た時からずっとファンでした。いつも原田くんを見ていました。
Well,
ファンレターもたくさん出したんですよ。苦しい時でも悲しい時でも歌を聴くと元気になれた。
okay.
いつも支えてくれてありがとうございます。原田くんがいたから私は頑張ってこれたんです。
Or it might actually be a complete bit. That's interesting. Though it will probably not be so. It's not going to be the eternal fall, I feel like.
私には関係なかった。それもひっくるめてファンだったの。だって分かってるもん。原田くんはファンを大事にしてくれる。最低。別れるなんて簡単に言わないでよ。
カナ、ごめんって。
Okay, so she probably pushes him out of the window, maybe. Oh.
そんなつもりじゃ。いや、俺はファンを。
これからもずっとファンです。CHA
Oh God, that was.
ダンスも。さよなら。
That's rather dark. Oh well. No,
もう
huh.
あんな思いは。
原田くん。
ふざけんなよ。かっこよすぎるだろう。お前。俺だって同じなんだ。ファンからの声援がなかったらアイドルなんてできない。頑張ってこれたのはみんなのおかげなんだ。まゆちゃんのおかげなんだ。そんな当然のことを俺は忘れてた。
That's I don't know. Oh well, I have a lot to say about this.
このまま別れるなんてできねえ。まゆちゃん、またライブ来てくれよ。絶対にだぞ。
絶対行く。
ありがとう。
It's interesting. She's not gonna fall. Like she won't die by no. Of course she won't. No.
かっこよかったな。
Will she sleep?
CHA
Ow! Hilarious. Oh, that's an interesting way to die, like from an accident like that.
また彼はまた助けられなかった。
Hmm.
ねえ原田くん、起きて。私もう行くからね。さよなら。
もう行っちゃうの。
Oh, hey! Oh, well, that was quite sudden.
まさか自分から落ちるとはな。思い出したか？まあ要は死んでるって話なんだが。
うるさいな。
何？
もういいから早く着替え持ってきてよ。出ちゃったの？早くして。シャワー浴びたい。
たまげたな。死んでるやつ。本当に人間か。
Humans are funny things, aren't they?
触んな。かな。ごめん。触んなって。
I wonder how they'll be, like how the judgment will
お
be.
待たせ。
お前誰だよ。
マユだっつってんでしょ。
Yeah.
何してんだ。
マユちゃん見違えたよ。すごく可愛くなった。つうか超タイプ。
Oh my god. They handled death rather well, but what will the judgment? Tell me the judgment! I'm gonna sit here until you show me the judgment. I need to know how this ends. I mean, I would personally reincarnate both of them, as they are, neither of them is actually a bad person. Maybe Harada could be actually like, just, you know, sent to the void, but... Come on, show me the judgment. I need to know how this will end. Come on. Ah. Oh, this actually, like this song is actually quite well fitting for their idol, I feel like, so that's interesting. Though I wonder why a girl would listen to something this metallic, but it's kind of an emo rock song, I feel like. Freaking with fake lashes.
みんなお待たせ。 マユありがとう。じゃあ俺たちのデビューシングルから行く？イエーイ！俺たちの歌を聴いてくれ。クロスハートアタック。
No judgment! Oh my gosh. I wanted to see how that ended. Okay. Oops. Outro. Outro. So. This episode was certainly more focused on Ginty and his method of judgment. Even if we did not see how he judged, I suppose he can do his job rather well, even if it is by other means. So it is quite interesting, but I would have wanted to see the judgment. Well, it was certainly interesting. This raised up a lot of questions, but I'll save those for the final thoughts, as that will be mostly me just rambling about the whole how fans are what make how fans make idols something. So let's just get to the scene-by-scene analysis, though there is again not that much to talk about here. The intro is kind of an interesting way to show how Ginty is, well, different from Dekim. in a good way, actually, I feel like. So, and how different the bar is in just overall. How I just like the difference between Dekim and Ginty. Like, they very well are polar opposites. And the way Ginty handles his judgment, the handing down the judgment and playing of the game, is a very interesting one. So yeah, he really is a crude type of guy. Although most of this episode is again something where we'll just going to have to face Paul as fangirl. I mean, I don't have any problems with fangirls, they are just something I don't really care much for. But yeah, so most of this is just her fanning over the Hanada. It's an interesting type to show that Ginty is not actually that well, he's a crude guy. Although the game is actually something not very something simple and there's not much to do there, it's again interesting that we get the flashbacks during it. And the game is, however, rather simple and all that. And apparently it's I feel like very clearly used and manipulated so that they are forced in these compromising positions, even though Twister usually will end up doing that. And it's either that they both, like, they were drawn towards that, or they were, like, I don't know, either drawn towards that or the game was rigged to do that. However, it mostly has to, like, in such a huge board, I feel like they do it purposefully, that they end up so close to each other. Whatever, it's fine enough. But this is where it gets interesting. This was certainly quite an interesting fact that they are able to alter the elements of the games, or rather the effects that it has, in such a huge manner, and I would very much enjoy seeing this in the future. It's obvious that the game was rigged so each element would come in a sequence. So yes, that was kind of nice. And though there are some silly parts here and there, especially this Ginty part here, just the whole fact that the arbiters have such a huge control over the elements of the game. I wonder how is Dekim going to use something like this in the games. I mean, he has already with the first game immediately, but like something similar to this huge effect, like this, like changing the temperature in the room or something like that. Like, just the game concept in general is an interesting one, especially according to how much they can manipulate it. And yes, this conclusion, however, was it really did push them to the brink. So that was also very interesting. Although that was clearly what Ginty wanted, it was well done in my opinion. So I did very much like that, as it led to the conclusion in a very good way, I feel like. So yes, I did quite like it. Yeah. I just like how the whole thing was revealed, and the conclusion, however, I just really do like how this is presented, this whole thing. And the story was quite simple here, so yeah, I do quite like it. Yeah, and then the whole ending part, just like here, was just kind of hilarious, I feel like. I really did like it. Oh god, this scene by scene sometimes feels rather useless, as there's not that much to go over. So we'll just move on to the final thoughts. Why did I take this off? Whatever. So I do quite like this episode. It was very different and back to the usual format with the games. And the games are certainly some of the most interesting ones, as we get to see the lives of people and how those come out in their character, as well as the characters without their memories interacting with each other. It all comes together wonderful to give us the solid representation of people's lives in single flashes, as well as how people react without their memories, and how that affects their personality. It's very cool, and it's very entertaining to watch. I really enjoy that whole game part of the show. And yes, it handles even some interesting issues here, and I do like the differences between Dekim's and Ginti's style, though I do prefer Dekim over Ginti, but that is just because he's more formal. Also because he has the black-haired woman on his side, and that creates for a more interesting ending. I wonder though, is Ginti going to be like I wanted to see the judgment mostly because I wanted to see whether he would actually be a good arbiter in the sense that he would do the correct decision instead of just basing it on their personalities. Like the girl was shallow, so you could make an argument that because of her shallow nature she should be sent to the void. I personally feel that that's not the correct case. Even though she is lightheaded, that doesn't mean that she's a bad person by any stretch of the imagination. And even though Hanada is a womanizer, I do not feel like she's like Hanada. Was that his name? Whatever. The boy. Like even though he was a womanizer and that's mostly the only bad thing we see. And even though he was coming to the dark decision of pushing her off, he still regretted it. So I feel like he should actually be reincarnated as well, though it is possible to make an argument for both of them to be sent to the void. Therefore I wanted to see the judgment, to see how Ginti would judge them. Oh well, Ginti is just a side character, so that's not that important. Then this whole issue is raised about like how I mean, I could save the whole idol, like how fans make the idol and how they are nothing without the fans. I'm gonna save that for some vlog or something, but that is rather something that's very dear to me, as I am very much, I mean, my channel would be nothing without you viewers and your appreciation. And that's why I end with all of my videos by thanking you, as even though it is a routine, I greatly appreciate every single one of you. I'm gonna save that, however, that ramble for a longer vlog. So yeah, it's a nice video, however, episode, however, as it did include some interesting aspects and some very interesting facts about womanizers and just abusers in general, and it had some interesting topics, and by God, the visuals are gorgeous. Just the whole show looks very beautiful and so amazing. I really do like the graphical design aspect of the show, as it is so visually appealing. But that being said, I believe it is time for me to end the video. So, I thank you very much for watching. Stay awesome and have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Ganmue out.